Hello, everybody. This is Slatter Joe, and you are listening to Rapid Fire Radio, home of Patriot Radio, where you get the truth.
The only man that can be the biker advocate for the Ride or Die Brotherhood. You'll want to ride with the best. Ride with the old Reb and Company on the Reb Rider Show.
You're listening to Rapid Fire Radio and TV worldwide on the MIB Radio Network, and we're back. What's going on out there? I'll tell you what's going on. A lot of things are going on, but the main thing is freedom in itself. Constant vigilance, my friends, and what you need to do is be on the watch and the alert constantly. The best thing I can tell you about now is to look out for you and yours and your circle. And just remember, freedom isn't free. You have to fight for it. And there are some out there that are the naysayers that want to bring you down and make you feel down and out. Well, I got news for you. You're good people, and you'll do the right thing. The best thing to do with alternative media, and we're working on it, is to network and branch out. We're doing it. Pretty soon, we're going to be doing some things where we actually talk to the average folk out there, just like we are, and bring them on. And we're looking at the trucker community right now, because the truckers are the real deal, as well as the American biker. You don't ever want to underestimate the American trucker or the American biker in America, because they stand for what is right and just. And they're a rare breed in these rare times that we have. I want to do a special shout out to a gentleman out there in California by the name of Roy Wade. He is a freedom fighter, and he is a alternative media personality that I've had the pleasure to connect up with. Roy, keep up the good work out there. And if you don't know who Andrea Kay is, look her up on Facebook and start watching her for some of the best content when it comes to freedom fighting and some good information. She's loaded with it, and she is a real gem. Andrea Kay is. And we have a lot of respect for her out here in South Dakota. And I would like to thank all the others that I've talked to within the last few days that have done what I call sweepers for this radio station. These are people that have made a difference with Rapid Fire Radio and TV, and you know who you are out there, and you're much appreciated. And I'm adding to the list all the time. In fact, good old Slider Joe opened the show today. Thank you, brother. A real freedom fighter out there. If you don't know who he is, look him up on Facebook. He comes and goes. There's kind of an element of surprise about him when he pops up, but he'll tell you, he'll set you straight. And we just go on and on with these things. Mark Hoffman with the Patriot Nation Radio, and Brian Lang with Live Truth Radio, Gwen Caldwell with Gwen Caldwell Videos. There is a gentleman out there by the name of Rudy Davis who fights for wrongly imprisoned folks that have been put in jail for long, long periods of time that don't belong there. And it's kind of like, I always go back to that famous trial lawyer, Jerry Spence. And Jerry Spence has never lost a case in this country. And I'm going to see if we can't find him right now. Of course, I can never find it when I want to find it, right? I'll try it this way. There we go. Here's what Jerry Spence had to say about justice in this country. One of the most famous criminal lawyers who ever tried a case. He defended Randy Weaver on the Ruby Ridge thing. And he is a constitutionally correct lawyer who has trained other lawyers to follow in his footsteps. And here's what he has to say.
Well, the law, as I saw it at that time, was broken, and as I see it today, I still see that the justice system of this country is severely broken and does not offer anything except a promise, an empty promise to people of liberty and justice for all. It is not there. People can't get justice in this country. People believe that they can get justice until they need it, and then they can't get it. I've been involved in the trial of cases against governments in defending people, little people, and even occasionally big people. And I have never, hear me, I have never once been in a single case over a period of 60 years in the courtrooms of this country that the government hasn't violated the law or misused its power. Never one case, not one. And they brag about a 98% conviction rate, and you can imagine why. They have this huge power, and they use it against little people.
And you're right, Jerry Spence. They have this huge power, and they use it against the folks. We know this. And like I've said in previous videos, it's our fault. We've let this happen. And what are we going to do about it? We're going to have to stand up and take action. The truckers in Canada are an example of what freedom-loving folks want. And now it makes you wonder what was going to happen in this land, the land of the free and the home of the so-called brave. We can only wonder, and we can watch. Then we can decide what our next step is going to be. And, it's a long haul that we've done already, folks. I mean, it just boggles the mind on a day-to-day basis as to exactly what's going on out there. And freedom-loving folks are needing to band together. We can all stand as one. Every day we're hearing more and more about gun control, and this is a real issue with me that I have stood forever and ever and ever. I've been ahead of a lot of the pack for gun control, talking about this long ago, ever since we started in 2014, and I'm sure there's others before that. But we brought it to the forefront to tell you how important it is to keep your arms and our sacred right to own them and have them. And if they've been handed down to you, makes them special. No one is taking anything from anyone that has worked hard and paid for that right to own them or have them handed down from generation to generation. And you can take that to the bank. Those of us who own them and know them and have had them handed down, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So you need to have constant vigilance, my friends. I come on here today to touch base with you a little bit, tell you what we're up to, expanding micro radio stations the best we can, and we're working on it. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. We're going to take this country back with the truth to set you free. And at this point in the game, we should be individuals. Like the old saying, an army of one. What do you need to be a Republican, a Democrat, or any of it? Why don't you just be a patriot? Then you don't have to worry about it. You know, if they want to fight each other over here and there, go for it. Maybe they'll be out of the way by the time the real Americans show up. If you're a real American out there and you know what I'm talking about, You're watching. We're all watching. If you don't think that we're getting close to hyperinflation, guess again. Do you know what even that term means? Price is changing on a daily basis. We're seeing it. We're seeing it. Have you seen the videos on YouTube where Venezuela went through this stuff? I've talked to you about this before, too. You can see in the video where they threw the money in the streets because it was worthless. They just devalued their money down there. And a once thriving country that is gone down the tube. And we can't allow that in this great country that we love so much. Is that so hard to understand out there? I got a message the other day where a guy said, I don't know how you even come on there. You're a threat to the democracy. Well, I took that as a badge of honor. You know why? Because I'm tired of the word democracy. We are not. Read your Constitution so you can at least understand some of it. We are guaranteed a Republican form of government. That means we are a republic. And what is the difference that you've heard from me and many other commentators across this great land and alternative media? The difference is a democracy is mob rule, and a republic is the rule of law. And some politicians want to call the Constitution a goddamn piece of paper. I think you need to do the research on that and find out who said that. We won't be naming names today, but it'll come clear to you when you can find it. Pardon the language out there. I didn't want to offend anyone, but those are the exact words I quoted from a politician that made that statement. And then we have the folks in power now telling us it's we the people. Yeah, but you know, which people are they talking about? Are they talking about you and me? No, they're talking about them, the people. Sloppy Joe, you need to rephrase it to them, the people. Of course, if you said them, he'd look around looking for them because he wouldn't know where to find them, probably. I'm not too sure about that. We got to keep up the fight the best we can, and the best way to do it is right here in alternative media, rapidfire.caster.fm. Brought to you by Hemp Quarter 605 in the capital city of South Dakota, your natural hemp store, your one-stop hemp shop. You can find them on Facebook, all natural, all good, natural remedies, and none of this business that these people shove on you, all these damn drugs with all the side effects to screw you up. When you can have a natural remedy that can help your pain problems and everything, and there are others. Hemp Quarter 605 is not exclusive, but I use their products, and I feel fine. I feel great. I'm still here. Fighting for freedom and for you and all the good folks out there that have supported this radio and TV station. I can't thank you enough. We cannot do it without you. And starting out like we did, some of us, and, you know, with our phone and then laptops and now up to state-of-the-art studios, we've all had to go through it. Mark Hoffman with Patriot Radio Nation out there is another one. He's worked his way up, and he's got good quality programming. The same way with Brian Lang. Now, Brian Lang, we haven't seen him lately, but it's because Facebook suspended him over telling the truth once again. And I don't understand any of it other than the fact that it is socialistic tendencies of those folks. And we have the right, the God-given right, to speak out on our mind. And what's on our mind is freedom. And freedom is an exclusive word that needs to be followed. So you have to keep on the watch and do the right thing. and I know you will. You need to watch your food supply. I want to tell you something that you need to know. In case you don't know, or if you've been sidelined by watching sporting events or playing games or on your phone or whatever it is you folks do, some of you, CB radio is making a tremendous comeback in this country. I wonder how come. I suggest you get communications and have your own. The other day I was on the phone. Oh, well, I got one of them, but we have our cell phones and we'll be fine. We will. We will, right? We'll be fine. You don't think that things can happen in this country when it has happened all around us, around the world? If you think that way, you've been deceived, because the great deception has been upon us for a long, long, long time. And you have to have an open mind and think out of the box to understand research so that you can do the right thing. And it's not an easy process for some, because they want to watch CNN, which they think is the holy grail of news, of which it isn't. CNN is fake news and is an enemy of the people, along with a whole list of them a mile long that I'm not going to go into no more. Corporations owned. There's the key word, corporation. Don't support them anymore. Small business built this country. It wasn't a corporation. Those folks saw how the small business operated, got a bunch of them together and said, let's get rid of this guy and we'll cash in on it. It's too bad the little guy couldn't do that to the corporation. Let's buy them out and get rid of them. William Cooper is the grandfather, to me, of alternative media, and he knew what the truth was. And unfortunately for Bill, he is no longer with us. And he absolutely knew the day would come where they would come for him. And he knew that day, and you better believe there's a day coming for reckoning for the rest of us who want to tell the truth. But you know what? Some of us are at the age in life where freedom really matters so much, we're willing to take on the alternative. This is directed out there to real Americans who know what the truth is, and it has already set you free. So watch your alternative media out there, support them, and let the rest go down in the dustbin of history as fake news, period. And then you will get the truth of the matter, to which we watch on a daily basis to provide those we care about, our loved ones, and those around us, good quality news and journalism that you, the American patriot, and the real Americans will benefit from. Like I said, the guy told me, and I want to reiterate that. He told me that I'm a threat to democracy. And another thing, he said, I don't belong here. And I took that as a threat. You know, if you tell somebody you don't belong here, what are you talking about? You know, you keyboard commandos who get on the keyboard and start telling, you know, I'll bet you if you came down to find me, it wouldn't go the way you thought it was going to go, by spewing stupidity when you haven't even done your research to understand the difference between a democracy and a republic out there. I'm not alone in this battle, and I don't plan on being alone in this battle. I intend on being a free man. And if I got to survive where there is no governments with like-minded people who aren't going to give me a bad time, then so be it. But in the meantime, with what we have to work with, we'll do the best we can. Because we have to be free. And that's the bottom end of it. It's like Ronald Reagan said, we're the last stronghold. If it falls, we have nowhere else to go. Think about that for a minute. And let that sink in heavy. We have neighbors in Great Britain and Australia have warned us about keeping our weapons. You know? And our Canadian brothers up north, I got to hand it to them. They're sticking to their, no pun intended, guns. Another guy, and I mentioned him before, is Jared with Guns and Gadgets out there. If you get a chance, he's on YouTube. Subscribe to him. Your premier source for the Second Amendment. He's on it every day. And if not, every other day. And the minute something breaks, he's letting you know. And as far as I'm concerned out there, the ATF needs to be disbanded. We don't need them. What for? That was set up long ago for bootleggers and things, and they need to go. They sure don't answer to the American people, but they can sure use deceptive methods to try to trap folks. You know? Like running an ad in a video or whatever it is that they're doing that wants you, if do you have an ex? Well, if you got rid of your ex and he has guns, let us know. You know? What's that got to do with anything? How about the ATF? Do you have an ex? Well, maybe we need to know if your ex has guns, ATF. You know, Americans want to be left alone. We want to live in peace. We do not want to fight wars. We don't want any threats of any kind. And yet you people sit in the corner and want to take it to the next level. You want to push us in a corner. I don't understand it. It gets nobody nowhere because you'll have casualties and so will we. So how about if we just come to an understanding to follow the rule of law and we can avoid all of this nonsense going on out there? That's like old Dan Bongino. You know, they really gave him a runaround. But you got to hand it to him. He's still out there, still broadcasting. Love him or hate him, whatever you want to do. We fight for freedom for you, the real American, and all the rest of them, the American truckers, the American bikers, farmers, ranchers, the small business owners, good law enforcement, our troops. We honor them all. We want respect for all of them, and we want respect given back to us. That's an old biker thing. Give us respect, we'll give you respect. So think about it today when you watch the old Reb on Rapid Fire Radio. We're not here to threaten you. We're here to inform you, keep you informed, so that you'll understand it when the time comes, and you'll be ready. The line of demarcation is at the front door of your house, and it extends further out every time they ruin the Constitution. And that comes from a famous American by the name of J.J. Johnson out of Ohio. And there's some more real Americans out there that are still with us that have warned you from long ago to pay attention. All right. I'm out of here for now, but if you're listening to this broadcast and this video, share it with everybody. Tune in to rapidfire.caster.fm. Low power 1610 AM, low power 106.1 FM in Gettysburg, South Dakota. And who knows where we're going to wind up next. You never know what's going to happen next on Rapid Fire Radio, but when it happens, we'll try to get it to you right here. I'm going to leave you right now with the Freedom Song by Randall Zwarte. I always close the show with this song. Randall Zwarte was a very, very good friend of mine, and he had one of South Dakota's best rock bands, and he is no longer with us, and it is my job to honor him with his music on Rapid Fire Radio. The small station with a big heart. The old Reb, I'm out of here for now.
Something for nothing, ain't taking nothing for free. Take back all the free shit you're pushing on me. You'll sell your freedom when you take that something for free. You'll sell your something for free. To keep up with the diplomats, you gotta be an acrobat. You make it, they take it, you're flying on a trapeze. You sell your freedom when you take that something for free. You sell your freedoms when you take that something, the something for free. For nothing, ain't taking nothing for free. Take back all the food stamps you're pushing on me. You sell your freedoms when you take that something for free. You sell your something for free. You sell your freedoms when you take that something for free. You sell your freedoms when you take that something, that's something for free. Taking something for free.
Fire Radio. You want the best? You got the best. The MIB Radio Network. Rapid Fire Radio.
This is Gwen Caldwell. You're listening to Rapid Fire Radio.
This is Reb Rider. We now return to our regularly scheduled programming from Rapid Fire Radio and TV. God bless all of you.